Hello and welcome back to another week of playing Pauper. We've been on hiatus for a while due to Peregrine Drake mainly, kind of ruining the format a little bit. However, Wizards issued an emergency ban and it's now gone, so I'm recording again. Hooray! Our deck this week is Domain Zoo. A couple of different people have submitted versions of this to me over the months, but Renegade Freighter is a new addition, and I made a couple of small changes here and there, so let's look at the pieces of this deck. First, we have our aggressive creatures. 4 Curd Ape, 4 Wild Nicottle. 1 mana 2/3, 1 mana 3/3. This deck is all about being able to get multiple types of lands in play, so it shouldn't be too hard to get these up to their maximum stats. We also have Quasali Pridemage. Since we're playing green and white, this is a good aggressive creature. The Exalted is actually a pretty great bonus, helps attack through things that you wouldn't normally be able to. And you also get incidental artifact and enchantment destruction when you really need it. We also have 4 Maka Rioteers. It's generally a 3 mana 3/3 in this deck until we can find our Nylea's Presence, and then it becomes a 3 mana 5/5, which is pretty great. To help fix our mana, we have 4 Abundant Growth, 4 Nylea's Presence. Nylea's Presence turns our Rioteers into a 5/5 and our Tribal Flames into a Lava Axe for 2 mana. That can also hit creatures if you need it to. And Core Skyfisher is a good creature because it can pick up these enchantments and replay them to draw you extra cards. It's also an evasive threat in the air, which is great for this aggressive deck. For our reach in the deck, we have 4 Lightning Bolt, 4 Tribal Flames, and 3 Renegade Freighter. Bolt and Tribal Flames are excellent removal spells, and they also can be good finishers going to the face. Whenever we find our Nylea's Presence, our Tribal Flames does 5, which is pretty great. And the Renegade Freighter can be crewed by basically anything in the deck and attacks as a 5/4 Trampler, which is pretty big for a 3-drop. For our lands, we're playing a bunch of basics, 4 Evolving Wilds, 4 Terramorphic Expanse, but we're not playing in a 1 island and 1 swamp, which is something you definitely could consider, since it would make those fetch lands able to power up your Maka Rioteers and your Tribal Flames. The problem is that your 1 and 2 drops require specific colors of mana, and you can't be very aggressive if you play a swamp or an island turn 1, or even turn 2, because it makes you unable to cast your spells. For that reason, Maka Rioteers and Tribal Flames only get powered up to 5 by a Nylea's Presence, which makes them a little bit more inconsistent, but they're not awful by themselves if you just get them to 3. 3 mana 3/3 and a 2 mana Sorcery Speed Lightning Strike isn't awful. In our sideboard, we have triple Electricity to deal with aggressive decks like Elves. We have 4 Pyroblasts to deal with blue decks. Even with Peregrine Drake out of the format, still expect to see a healthy number of blue decks, so we got all the Pyroblasts we can get in here. 2 Vines of Vastwood against removal heavy decks. The full 4 Ancient Grudge to take down Affinity and other artifacts. And 2 Ray of Revelation to deal with enchantments. All in all, Domain Zoo is a pretty weird aggressive deck. It has aggressive creatures, but it can often have mana problems and stumble in that way. However, when it does stumble, it still has ways to stay in the game. With the card draw power of Core Skyfisher plus Abundant Growth or Nylea's Presence, and the power of the Maka Rioteers and the Renegade Freighters as attacking on turn 4 and later, and also just the fact that we have 8 powerful removal spells with the Lightning Bolt and the Tribal Flames, we can actually hold our own for a while against mid-range or more controlling decks. Anyway, that's it for the deck tech, so let's get to the games and see how we do.